Hello, everybody. We are talking about reproduction this week. We're continuing our unit on it, but we're not just going to be focused on plant reproduction. We're going to talk about other things. So let's get into the read aloud for this reading assignment. Please follow along if you are listening to this. So, starting at the top. Living organisms come in all shapes and sizes. Some organisms, like animals and plants, are made of many cells that work together to continually divide and replace themselves and continue the process of growing, taking in nutrients, reproducing by sexual reproduction, etc. Other organisms are single-celled and microscopic (parentheses, microorganisms) and have different functions on their own while reproducing asexually. Sexual reproduction involves two parents that both contribute genetic information, DNA, to produce unique offspring. This is done by a male and female sex cells uniting and being fertilized to create a new offspring. In sexual reproduction, half of the offspring's DNA comes from the mom and half comes from the dad. Each parent has their own unique set of chromosomes, 23 pairs, 46 total. During reproduction, the male sends half of his chromosomes to the offspring, and the female does the same, creating a brand new organism with a new combination of chromosome pairs. Because two parents are contributing genetic information to the offspring, all offspring have variations in their traits. Even multiple offspring from the same parent have variations between them. Think of siblings. An offspring never has an exact replica of either the parents in sexual reproduction, although they share similar traits. Bears, humans, butterflies, and sunflowers all produce sexually. Asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction produces offspring that are genetically identical to the single parent. During this process, the single-celled organism makes an exact copy or replica of itself. The offspring is identical to the single parent. Bacteria, amoebas, and certain types of fungus, like yeast, produced asexually. There are a couple different ways organisms undergo asexual reproduction. Binary fission is a process where one cell simply copies itself and then splits into two daughter cells. Bacteria mainly reproduces this way. Check out the picture. Budding is similar to binary fission, but occurs in plants and animals that can't replicate like bacteria can. During budding, a small part of the plant or animal buds and then breaks off and grows its own unique parent and offspring that are the same size. Most flatworms, coral, and aquatic plant called hydra reproduce by budding. There are advantages and disadvantages of each type of reproduction. For example, sexual reproduction results in genetic variation of offspring. This allows organisms a better chance to adapt to the environmental changes. Asexual reproduction results in the exact same replicas as the parent cells, so reproduction does not need a mate, and reproduction can happen very quickly. Some organisms use both asexual and sexual reproduction. For example, fungi such as mushrooms have the ability to reproduce sexually or asexually through a process called fragmentation, where part of the mushroom breaks off and regenerates, or by spreading spores which contain their own genetic information. Strawberries have runners that can produce asexually, but they also can be pollinated like other plants to reproduce. Asexually is for the runners, sexually is for the pollination. Both sexual and asexual reproduction result in the passing of genes from parent to offspring, but they have major differences that result in advantages and disadvantages for each type. All right, that's the reading assignment. Don't forget about the questions down here. It's interesting seeing the differences between these two types of reproduction. There are subtleties, but they make a huge shift in how this actually works for plants and animals. All right, you've got this. See you later.